Good afternoon. Fade to Black breaking news for this Thursday, March 21st, 2024. This is all of the news that you need. I'm Jimmy Church. How you doing? Tonight on the show, it's a big day. I'm going to celebrate The Matrix 25th anniversary with Riz Verk. We're going to talk about the significance of this film. It is truly one of the greatest films ever made, and its influence on society and the world and its impact. Lots of fun facts and theories behind the film. We're going to do all of that tonight with Riz Verk. And then tomorrow night, a very special Fade to Black special with Jason Quitt. His new book is out. It is called Gates of the Anunnaki. We're going to do that tomorrow night. Very special show with Jason Quitt on a Friday night. That's 5 nights of Fade to Black this week. All right, let's get straight to it. On this day in history, 1952, Cleveland hosts an event that is now recognized as history's first rock concert. It was called the Moondog Coronation Ball, with Paul Williams and his Hucklebuckers and Tiny Grimes and the Rocking Highlanders, which was a black instrumental group that performed in Scottish kilts. I'm not making this up. An estimated 20,000 to 25,000 fans turned out at an arena with a capacity of only 10,000. And let me just say this, fans rushed the stage, and that concert ended faster than it started. All right, let's get to your Fader fact. That's right. Tonight it's The Matrix, so I've got a Matrix Fader fact. Check this out. Johnny Depp, Brad Pitt, Val Kilmer, and Will Smith were all targeted before Keanu Reeves to play Neo in The Matrix. They all turned the role down. And that is your Fader fact. We'll talk about that tonight. That's historically pretty significant. Let's get to the breaking news. Just announced, the Justice Department joined 16 states and the District of Columbia to file an antitrust lawsuit against Apple earlier today. The federal government's most significant challenge, the influence Apple and its iPhone has, and it's used by more than 1 billion people. In an 88-page lawsuit, the government argued that Apple had violated antitrust laws with practices that were intended to keep customers reliant on their iPhones and less likely to switch to a competing device, and that Apple prevented other companies from offering applications that compete with their products. Google, Meta, and Amazon are all facing similar suits. Wow. A Swedish landowner won a legal battle today to keep a 31-pound meteorite when an appeals court ruled that such rocks should be considered immovable property and part of the land where they are found. On November 7th, 2020, the meteorite fell on the private property of Johan van Engstrom in upland north of Stockholm. In December of that year, 2 geologists snuck onto his property, found it, and handed it over to the Swedish Museum of Natural History. Well, Johan sued and won and got his meteorite back. There is justice in the world. DoorDash is launching a drone delivery pilot program in the United States. But don't get too excited. It's just at one Wendy's location in the small town of Christiansburg, Virginia. DoorDash partnered with Alphabet's autonomous drone company Wing in Australia back in 2022. Starting today, customers with an eligible address in Christiansburg, a town of about 23,000 people, by the way, will see a drone delivery option appear on the DoorDash app when they order from the Wendy's location, 2355 North Franklin Street. In case you're wondering about your piping hot fries, by the way, DoorDash said and claimed that the packaging doesn't need to be insulated because the deliveries are so fast. Right. Okay. I can't even get piping hot fries at the Wendy's drive-thru. There you go. Hiring booms at SpaceX and Blue Origin are making it hard for NASA to attract talent. SpaceX is currently listing starting aerospace engineer positions at $95,000 to $115,000 per year. NASA, which follows the federal government's general schedule pay scales, offers starting salaries along a range that starts at about $54,000 a year for engineers with bachelor's degrees, $66,000 a year for master's degrees, and $73,000 for doctorates at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Blue Origin, with more than 10,000 workers, had more than 1,500 job postings in March. SpaceX is estimated to have more than 11,000 workers and had more than 1,100 openings. Over the next 5 years, the booming global space economy is expected to grow roughly 40% to around $1 trillion. Now, here's the deal. NASA is partnering with SpaceX and Blue Origin, so they're still tapping in on their engineers. So they're kind of getting a bargain, right? I'm just saying. Yesterday, Neuralink released a 9-minute video in which its first human patient, who is paralyzed below his shoulders, moves a cursor across a laptop screen with nothing but his thoughts. The video shows him playing chess and turning off the laptop's music. The patient in the video is Nolan Arbaugh, who said that he's 29 years old and that he lost all of his movement and sensation in his arms and legs after a diving accident about 8 years ago. Arbaugh said that he was a satisfied patient so far after having previously relied on a mouth stick for certain tasks. No external devices or wires were visible in the video. This makes Neuralink one of 3 companies right now to have released evidence of a functioning brain implant. Neuralink, BlackRock Neurotech, and Synchron all have a different approach to implants, and other startups are rushing into the field. All right. And finally, I'll leave you with this. The Devil's Comet. That's right. The Devil's Comet. Have you heard about it? It's notable for a series of recent outburst flashes and will be visible in the night sky for the remainder of this month. And astronomers expect it to make a rare appearance during the total solar eclipse on April 8th. What? Exactly why the dynamic comet takes a shape that has drawn comparisons to the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, by the way. It's got horns. It's got horns. Hence the name, the Devil's Comet, right? And nobody understands why. The Devil's Comet only completes one orbit around the sun every 71 years, similar to Halley's Comet, which makes this truly a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Officially known as Comet 12P Pons-Brooks, it will make its closest pass of the sun on April 21st, coming within 74.4 million miles of our star. The comet will then make its closest pass of Earth on June 2nd, but it will still be 139.4 million miles away from our planet, and it doesn't really pose a risk. For those in the northern hemisphere, the last 10 days of March will offer the best view. The comet will brighten as it gets closer to the sun, and it should be visible to the naked eye low in the west about an hour after sunset. Now, this is really cool. After April 2nd, the comet is on track to move into the daytime sky and won't be visible to sky gazers at night, but it will be visible when the moon's shadow temporarily blocks the sun's face from view on April 8th. This is nuts. Astronomers estimate the massive comet to be between 6.2 and 12 miles in diameter. Kind of reminds me of the film Don't Look Up, and that's a whole nother story. This is a double whammy of a total eclipse and a comet on the same day. And this would have freaked out the entire planet 1,000 years ago. Think about that. Once in a lifetime? How about the first ever? There you go. Seriously. That's Fade to Black breaking news, and that is all of the news that you need for Thursday, March 21st, 2024. Breaking news is produced by Renee Neumann. I'm Jimmy Church. I want to remind everybody tonight is the 25th anniversary of The Matrix. Well, it's on Sunday. We're celebrating it tonight with Riz Ferk. I'll see you there. But for now, all I've got is Go Backley Tappy.